You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So do you.
Oh, well, thank you. That's now a compliment in our culture. Do you know Wayne's World at all?
No.
Well, when Mike and when Garth and Wayne see a beautiful girl, they get little like simu erections where, well, then they go swing. It's like a man pulling his sword out of a
Sword.
So these three guys all in unison looked at you and said, swing. So,
well, thank you. Thank you.
It's a good thing. Let's, see, I'm a very selfless guy. I'm probably the only host on the air that would have not presumed you meant it for me. Okay, swing is a good thing. Now, 9 years on Knots Landing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it time to go? Were you burnt out completely, or just?
Yeah, I think so. 9 years is enough. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, it's like I didn't want that to be my only career.
Right.
So I left. Everybody says, "How do you leave that kind of money, that kind of security?" I saved up.
But after 9 years, you had some sort of sympathetic reaction to your character. They treated Abby nicely at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't they?
I left in a limousine with my son, going off to Japan, singing "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
Well, that's kind of sweet. It's better than killing him off or having him in a plane wreck or something.
Yeah.
Plus, now you can come back from, what are you doing in Japan? Why'd you go to Japan?
That's a whole other movie.
Swing Samurai.
What a good idea, Dennis.
Now, you know where last night when I was introducing you, I said tomorrow night, and I mentioned the film that I had first seen you in, which was Play Misty for Me, and I had people come up and correct me, and they say, that wasn't her, that was Jessica, who was Jessica Walters, but she was in it. You played Clint's girlfriend in there.
Yeah.
But I think everybody remembers how wired out she was, and
yeah, she was a fun girl, wasn't she?
yeah, that film has stayed around so long ago. And you were telling me, I saw you the other night at a function, that you guys didn't really know when you were making it was going to be a huge hit, right?
I had no idea. It was the first one that Clint ever directed, and he was, you know, a little bit nervous as a director and stuff like that, and nobody had any idea. And it wasn't that popular when it first came out.
No? But it had that song going for it. I remember in the middle they had the interlude, and they played First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. That was the big hook, right?
Oh, yeah. He played that song for me. He said, I want to do this whole montage around this song. And I was nervous about the montage because there was some nudity in it. And I was really nervous about that. You don't see that usually on television, but in the actual film. And he played that for me. I said, whatever you do to that song is going to be beautiful.
Right. It had a nice sentiment to it.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about what you're doing now, and we'll be right back with Donna Mills right after this, folks. Thank you. We're back. Donna Mills! Okay. So, what are you working on now? You do a lot of these made-for-TV movies, don't you?
Yes,
I've seen you in a few of these.
Producing them as well. I have a deal with ABC and for 3 movies and a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
I have offices. I actually go into an office most every day. And
You have a little secretary?
Secretary, director of development. I mean, it's like, I feel like I'm playing a role sometimes when I do it. I get dressed up and I go and I sit at a desk. But it's interesting. It's nice to be able to develop stories that interest me and I can really get a passion for.
Well, you know, I'm executive producer of this show, and I don't know what the hell I do, but so somebody tell me somewhere along the line.
No,
What you do a lot of the serious ones, though. That seems to be the general.
The last 3 that I've done have been very heavy-duty ones. Runaway Father was one. In My Daughter's Name was the last one that I had on. They just seem to have come along for me, and there were subjects that really interested me and that I really believed
Well, the
in.
Runaway Fathers thing is so heinous to me that I don't know if projects like yours prompted the heat that's been on these delinquent fathers lately, or it was vice versa, whichever came first, but...
We were on last September. We were on the end of last September, and it sort of started. The woman who I portrayed had started some movement in Congress toward enacting enforcement of some of these laws.
Yeah, we're talking about paying for your children after you get divorced. I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge problem in this country, the men that don't.
Especially since there are more divorces than marriages that stick together now. We have to figure out an effective way. I can't believe a dad could not want to give money to his kids. This just, I find this maddening.
The woman I portrayed, the man ran away, and even after 17 years, when she found him, 3 baby daughters, and he just walked out on him, changed his identity, did everything to keep from, you know, accepting that responsibility.
And he was living quite the nice life when they finally tracked him down, right?
Yeah.
Boy, how do you wake up with yourself? I'd go bad.
I don't know. I mean, you know, there's so many good men, you know, like you who are
Who divorce women and pay.
and pay.
No.
But it's, you know, it's still, it's a huge problem.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm glad if we did something to,
yeah, that would make you feel good.
Yeah.
But you know, there's also the lighter side. Do you want to do any, you got a comedy project coming up or anything? Or do you always want to do these issue-oriented ones?
No, as a matter of fact, I started out doing comedy, believe it or not, on the stage a long time ago. And then the first thing I did when I came to California was a comedy with Larry Hagman called The Good Life.
This is before Jeannie?
No, right after Jeannie.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I did about a year and a half ago, I did a comedy for CBS called The World's Oldest Living Bridesmaid.
Mm-hmm.
And my deal now is to do a comedy series for ABC.
Maybe you can get Hagman back.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Well, it's going to be tough to price. He's like the Fisher King of Malibu. You're not going to get him in from out there.
No.
He's marching around with
He
flags.
was like that then.
I saw him on the 4th of July once, and he is just like this completely free spirit out there.
We would always know when he was coming in. For blocks away, he'd play a flute. He'd come in his jeans and his, you know, overalls and his big hat and playing a flute at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, just like me. Okay,
Yeah.
This is Donna Mills. We'll be right back with Les Paul. Thank you. Thanks, Donna.